bebaba ngashiya bakwe kulikhuni la siyakhona angobumendo ukuzilahla nje kulikhuni la siyakhona ubuntombi ukuziqina imengazikhetela lendlela bebaba ngashiya bakwe kulikhuni la bebaba ngashiya bakwe kulikhuni la siyakhona bebaba ngashiya bakwe kulikhuni la siyakhona.
Oh wow, conversations with the girl next door. Yeah, we started with the song Ithini kulikhuni la
siyakhona usigcina yithi sazikhethela le.
Okay. Ubuntombi
ukuziqina.
Okay.
Yimi engazikhethela le ndlela
kulikhuni la siyakhona. Powerful. That's how we are opening this segment. I have my girls next door. You know me. When I meet girls, they become my friends. And by the way, you're my friends now.
Of course.
I don't know. You know, I'm always 21. I don't end up ala. But thank you so much for coming to Conversations with Upumzile, and thank you for honoring the invite. I know I was like, who are these girls? What are they doing? I want to know more. And you were like, no, gula siyakona. Gula siyakona. I am so glad that you said you will definitely come. Before we started the shoot, I was telling you about the girl next door, that I do what I do because for me, I feel like sometimes, you know, like information of izinto because they are not close to us. So mangibona ku TikTok, I think I was attracted by ingoma and the dance.
Yeah.
So ngafunda imfumo mina enkandla. So ngizalwe born eSoweto. So I had a privilege yokukhulela kwaZulu. And I know in tradition, I've learned so much, and it's been hard with mafika ngapho uzofundisa abantu ukuthi there's these things, you know, there's umemulo, there's these ceremonies about young girls and women. So I've learned so much, and I've always wanted to share. But when I was listening, these are the songs I used to sing. This is what I've learned, and I'm like, there is no way I'm not having you guys here. Because my plight is, I have two girls, two wonderful girls. One is 18, one is 11. And as a mother or as a parent, kunzima sometimes ukubaxoxela into, like you are part of it, but you are also not fully informed because I was always a guest. Bekuthiwa wazamntana segoli noma usina noma bakufundisa, they would laugh at you because like maninyawo lakalile the way it's supposed to. But I thought it would be a privilege to have you here. So introduce yourselves. Starting from this side, sizengapha ningabo bani?
Mina nguSenamile wakambona uThabisa umsuthu nokunja phandizane ngakho. Mina ngiqhamuke lephansi eKZN endaweni yaseScotti. Umfule nguphuzayo uphuza ucheese.
Wow. Mnani? And I like how you introduce yourself because that's the basis of who you are first.
Yeah.
And was no good top.
Yeah.
Uyazazi ukuthi uphuza kumuphi umfuli.
Yeah.
And that is so significant. I'll come back to that.
Hi,
my contact.
Abazali bathi mebengetha bathi ngu Amnandi wakaMasimula. Ubangela uveze umthiyane ungafungase kaMancoko uzifunele umashiya amahlanga athazoshubayela kodwa ngithe sengiqala le ndlela ke iontanga bami bangetha bathi ngujukebox bathi ngushokolate ukhathazela omncane ngobisi indonyama
Musho.
bathi ngiyikhiwane lihlelo ngalokothwa yibungu
Wethu.
nezinsizwa imbali inkosazana ayiqedwa ke intombi.
Oh yeah. Guys, I'm having goosebumps and flashes. I think you have a fan. Yeah, from a mother to a fan. Now I think you have a fan. This is so wonderful because I don't think my kids would be able to do that. Ukuzazi ngaleyo ndlela. And I like how you also moved it to abangani bami or abangaziyo bangethe, you know, because then there's your personality. It comes from who you are and it defines you as you are. So, back to you. How did you learn your being? How did you learn to introduce yourself the way you did now?
Okay. So, ekukhuleni kwami ngikhule endaweni I cannot say yasemakhaya ka,
Okay.
but indawo nje somakhesheni kanje.
Okay.
So la esikhulele khona usiko it's not taken kakhulu. That is where I started ukuthi ngithande ngibone ebantwini. Then
Okay.
ngasifunda ukumina ukuthi okay if usintroducer ngekwesintu uyazithola ukuthi ubani udabukaphi ungubani uphuzela kuphona umfundo. So that's how I learned kwabanye abantu bengifundisa ukuthi okay if uzisho kanje.
Kanje.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that was your own interest, not because ekhaya it was enforced.
No. And besinalento ukuthi thina mesikhula isikole besingafundi like endaweni besifunda kwesinye isikole sisedrobheni. So kuthina indaba yokuthi isiko nani besingathatheli serious because even nasekhaya balenza usiko but it's not compulsory.
Oh yeah.
Kuba kuwena moyithandela uyiqalele
leyo nto.
Othandikile.
Oh wow, and I like what you're saying ukuthi ekhaya is not compulsory, and when it's like that akuna sikhathi sokufundisa because niyenza because kufanele yenziwe into ngaleso sikhathi.
Yeah.
And to you Amnandi, from you being ukuthi ekhaya bakwethe, then the next level yokuthi bakubiza jukebox. How is that secondary now defining yourself like that comes from? How does that happen? Isuka kanjani?
Obviously
It's new to me, so angizokhala ngiyozibhala manje ngokuthi manje bathini ngami. Next introduction, conversations with whom it's coming. Yes.
sonke sinamagama ethathe epasini.
Okay, yes.
Ikona kokuqala menzitha ngiyasho ukuthi ekhaya bangethe ukuthi uAmnandi wakaMasimo.
Yeah.
Kodwa ngithe sengikhula sengiqala sengiba around ezinto amanye amakhosazane going to imicimbi ehlukene umuntu uwethiwa ngezenzo zakhe. So maybe ngibiza ngo jukebox, it is because the jukebox obviously
ngizwile mawukhipha
jukebox.
Yeah,
like
mawuthi
kodwa mina I jukebox ekhipha umzulili ingancinwanga ngake ngoba mina ngiyaqhuma nje nginganikezwa ngamali I jukebox ami ngifaka imali kanje mase kuba khona ezinye ngepersonality yami. I'm sure uyabona ukuthi ngiyahleka nje ngomahla lehleka othi memoyizile veze lomhlathi ubingelela uthotho lamazinyo lumhlophe qaqhe kwihlabathi lwethu. Yesinye seyibongo zami lezo ya uthotho nje uthotho and ngihlezi ngihleka so bangetha kanjalo obviously ngiyidakhe lihle ngihlezi ngisho.
Oh yes.
So bangetha ukuthi nguchocolate ochazelwe kancane ngobisi indoni yamanzi yabo. So wethiwa ngobuwena ngezenzo zakho indlela oyiphatha ngayo personality yakho.
Yes. Oh wow, that is so amazing because we always like ngokujwayela angazi noma ngizothi eGoli or just as South Africans umuntu makathi sichaze no I'm an Aryan and then you know you starting with your star sign ukuthi i-character yakho is defined by somebody like that, not ngendlela wena usidefine ngayo through abangani through amanye you know your peers ukuthi and lokuzazi because one ukuthi umuhle I think you knew it first before konoma ubani okutshela ukuthi hey ngimuhle and with your smile you know your smile, you know, and akekho ibhalile phansi because it's you when you look at yourself in the mirror. So I think for me that is so profound and I think it's one of those things that I would like why we're doing what we're doing today ukuthi young people today even mina ngimdala ukuthi know myself bengenza I 200. Oh by the way we reached 200 subscribers. Yes, we got it. So I was doing a video of getting to know myself. One of the questions was ukuthi ngingathini kuphumzile ona 18 manje, you know. And one of my answers was, I wish ngabe bengizazi at 18 ngizazi mina, but I think bengazi ama circumstances ami at 18 where ngihambisiwe ekhaya ngaphuma kumama nobaba bangisa boarding school because of a misfortune that happened to me. I was gang raped when I was young. So move up because isikolo siyashintsha, these things are changing, but I ngoba eJoburg so wazi kakhulu, but without them knowing ukuthi kwenzakale ngimi babona ngisaye kahle esikolweni angisaphasi kahle, then they bangihambisa. But because of that, my identity was ngihambise ekhaya ngiyi-first born ngiyintombazane, but I had to move ngifunda somewhere. Mangifika enkandla ngifunda iculture yesiZulu engayazi, ngihlala kuRondovela ngifunda ukucleana, angiphume endaweni osindayo. So all that is new. So everything was outside of uphumzile. Ngisuke ngisesikoleni samantombazane wodwa, ngifunda ukuhlala nethimba lamantombazane who comes from all different walks of life eNquthu. Namanje ngisibheka as outside of la ngikhona ngiyabuka, angibuki mina, ngibuka outside of myself. Ngisuke lapho ngiyolundi la ngifike ngaqeda umatric khona. Now it's boys and girls kusemahlabathini and isikolo samaRoma with its own challenges. So my identity as ngikhula angikaze ngayazi. So my answer was, I wish I knew myself. Njoba nizazi, because the way nisichaza ngakhona is like, you know yourselves. One, from where you were born, how you were named, and your characters. And number two, ukuzithanda, which is what I'm gonna come into. I wish I loved myself enough then, because I looked at my circumstances, but I don't think I loved myself until ngaze ngakhula. Ngikule platform because I think I'm expressing everything that I was not before. This is the girl that a lot more be on stage. Ngiphume ngizi-express, but I couldn't because bengazazi ene because ngikuzithanda. What does it mean ukuzithanda empilweni zenu manje kwi-HN kweZulu? We'll come back because you niyabona ne dress code and then you look so 12, 14. So you look so young. We'll come back to say where you are, what are you doing currently, but in J, setting the tone. And what does it? Yeah, no man. Yeah, what does it mean?
To me, ukuyithanda ukuzamukela ukuthi ungubani, because siphila esikhathini esinzima where you get judged, you kuningi okwenzakalayo. So if uzithanda kwawena, just accept who you are, uzamukele, because God created you the way you are.
Yeah.
And it's kube kunesizathu salokho. So ukuzithanda is just accepting yourself, being at peace with yourself, how you look, everything, just be at peace with yourself. Yes.
And how you look.
Yes.
And to add on what she has said, because obviously ukuzithanda usozamkelile ke manje, embrace izici zakho, embrace angizothini your positive attributes, embrace okwakho akuyindawo, embrace it, because obviously kukhona abanye abantu abaningi who keep on telling you different things. You're supposed to act a certain way, you're supposed to be a certain way, you're supposed to speak a certain way. Kodwa bezwe ungabalaleli. Ihlala in your power. Ihlala endaweni okuyona. Just stick to it and embrace who you are, embrace what you are, embrace what you have, and embrace what you don't have.
So true. So true. I think I like more Tana embraces it zazi nazo. Because it's important when uzazi, not only ubuhle bakho. Buhle bakho, it's what you do, what you can positively. But is it because like me, I know I had always had a big bang. Batman. And there was this cut where I didn't like ukuma you know. But in terms of saying, understand about actually this is who I am, my body, I embrace with it. So sometimes it's not even a secret, it's because other people but you see, which is yes, bless you. Yes. So I ngithanda lokho ukuthi be in your lane, be in your path, uzithande the way ungakhona, positively, negatively, and embrace it and move on with it. So, niphumaphi now that you are based in Joburg? Nizoyenzani? Why are you in Joburg? Nenzani eJoburg?
Kantona ziyaduma.
Ngiphetile mina. Ngatoka. Nje ngihamba ngiyabheka.
Uyacosha
So funa amatoho bathini yes kayindonga ziyaduma. Tell me. Yeah.
Ukuba kwami la eGoli ngilethwa isikole.
Okay.
So ngithe ngiqeda matric then ngathathwa Wits. So I had to come and study this side. So ukuba kwami khona lana ngisesikoleni ngiyafunda kahle.
Okay, and ufunda ini, what are you doing?
Ngenza i-Bachelor of Education.
Okay.
Yeah.
Umfundi.
Yeah.
No, I think they have a lot to learn from you already. Good choice. And then
nami ngiphume ekhaya nje ngiyeza ngazofunda la esikoleni. So nami ngiyafunda and I am doing become accounting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what you become accounting. Also touch on my other side of my profession. Yeah, kunalo mkhakha wale profession obuyo, but I think story for another day. It means there's a lot more conversation. So nise Wits together.
Yes.
And then you met as in Tombi, lwamakhosazane, as friends, you met there.
Yes.
So how did you both meet?
So as you might have seen on TikTok ukuthi khona ingoma. So khona i-society Wits, Wits Zulu Society.
Wits
Zulu Society.
Wits Zulu Society.
Yeah.
Okay.
So ultimately inhlangano yamaZulu nazo zonke ezinye inhlanga ezithanda ukwazi ngoZulu.
Oh.
So sihlangane lapho ke ngomeni njengabantu abayamagagu. Uyigagu sis. Yabo. So sahlangana kanjalo and sithe mase siqala sesihlala sonke sesikhuluma sesiba nama conversations athi sathola ukuthi and futhi nalezi ingoma esiziculayo noma indlela esigida ngayo realize ukuthi yabo so sabona ukuthi okay so ngendlela acula ngayo noma ingoma ayiculayo it shows ukuthi uphuma kumakhosazane uyitshitshi because ingoma ezingezi zezaziwe nanoma yiphi inkosazane unless uhamba kulomkhakha lwamatshitshi. That is how we were able to find out ukuthi sobabili back home sihamba lendlela yokutshitshi.
Oh wow, that's another interesting factor because now okay the society it's more about the culture, the tradition of Zulu nokwazi, but then underlying that is kunobutshitshi phakathi, which is another element.
Yes.
Sure. So ngizozenza a naive ukuze into ihlakaniphile ekodom ihlakaniphe kakhulu into ngizoyibuza yini itshitshi in the definition of your understanding makuthi na umuntu itshitshi and what are the characteristics of itshitshi?
Okay. Itshitshi ngokwesiZulu umuntu ongakaze embathe nomuntu wesilisa ngengoma eyodwa.
Okay.
Sesichaza ukuthi umuntu ongakaze alale noma aye kwezokucansi nomuntu wesilisa.
Okay. Itshitshi le. Same definition, same understanding nako.
Yes.
And then in that keeping with ukuba itshitshi, are there things that because you were talking about ingoma owazi ukuthi if umuntu uhamba ngendlela, because now you can decide ukuthi ngifuna ukuba itshitshi but ungabi na any activities empilweni yakho ozenzayo that says uhamba le ndlela, there's a decision ukuthi ngitshitshi. But then there is ubutshitshi whereby even on this decision there's things that I want to know and embrace ubutshitshi bami yini lezi zinto belezenzeke. You know, I want a step further because I'm thinking I know my daughter, we had a contract long time ago. We spoke about virginity, we spoke about keeping self, but it was not in a you keep yourself for marriage. For no, just ukuthi choose ukuthi the day you wanna let somebody else in your space, be ready for wena. Akube yi decision efunwa wuwe, you know, because then that comes with more responsibility yokuthanda omunye umuntu, yokuba nomunye umuntu empilweni yakho that you need to, there's emotions. It was not necessarily ubutshitshi where ukuthi there is a society, there is a responsibility that comes with ukuhamba endleleni yobutshitshi, which obviously njengoba thina la eGoli, I don't think I can teach my daughters about. I can teach them about virginity, no abstainer, no when's the decision when they're ready to have sex. But ukuthi in the midst of it, uziphatha kanjani? In the midst of it, what are the things that supposed to be done to say, okay, there's a goal, saying yeah, reach a certain, let's say age ukuthi ngifuna ukuba itshitshi maybe until after 25 or until I meet whoever for marriage. If it's 25, in the midst of it, kuzoza abantu masoka azovela uzophazamiseka, and nobody can be you pen owazi. But how do you keep yourself in that goal so that it's good? Oh, now 25, you've maintained that. So yini manga like maybe teach me or ningvule nami umqondo ukuthi indlela yobutshitshi in the midst of saying with the songs that you would know lo muntu hamba le, you know, so you can be a titi and just to say friend, I'm a virgin, no I'm not, and it ends there. So okay. And for this you must remember there's mothers like me out there, there's young people who are still at school. Because I have daughters, I know that conversations with Pumzile also reach the young people who, my daughter said is 11, one is 11, one is 18. So they also share their content. So I want us, as I learn, and there's their mothers, their parents. So sibaning is fundai. So you need to give buza but it would be nice to hear from young people who are in the journey.
Okay, so kukhona idim yesingisi ethi birds of the same feather flock together. So mo buka leyo idiom ngiyithathe ngiyihlehlise ngiyise esontweni. Ukhona umuntu ozothi ngiyakholwa mina kodwa ngisonti. Kube khona okholwayo aphinde asonte.
Repeat.
Ngiyakholwa kodwa ngisonti. Kube khona okholwayo kodwa uhamba inkonzo.
Okay.
So taking it back to ubutshitshi, I'm a virgin, kodwa ngihambi namatshitshi. I'm a virgin, ngihamba namatshitshi. But because birds of the same feather flock together, kubalula to ngithi kuthiwa 2 heads are better than one. 3, 4, 5, a lot are better than one. So mawuwedwa uthi ngiyitshitshi mina. It's way harder to stick to your goal kunanoma nibaningi ninegole efanayo nihamba ngendlela eyodwa. It's easier to stick to a certain path. Ngoba nikhuluma ulimi olulodwa, you're speaking the same language, nihamba enyathelweni ezifanayo. And mekukhona njengoba sisobabili mase sengibona ukuthi ngathi mina sengiyaphaphalaza kancane sengibona isoka thizeni yabo endleleni. Hayi wena uyaplapha yabo kanti mengingedwa ngiyaphaphalaza, nobody's going to tell me anything. Kanti mawunabanye abantu who have the same goal as you do, they can bebuyise buye endleleni ngathi usuyachezwa kancane. And obviously bakhona nabadala nginathi, and isiZulu sithi indlela ibuzo abaphambili asebeyihambile indlela. And makukhona osisi bethu abadala abazokwazi ukusibonisa ukuthi as much as uyintombi and you might think ukuthi mawuyintombi there's no temptations are always there, but you just have to have a good headspace. Your mental strength has to be meluwazi ukuthi ngila ngimile angizuza nyazisa ngizithukuzitha. So it's that ukuthi mawuyintombi zi associate. I'm sure now ukuthi njengomzali you tell your daughters ukuthi if wena you want to study further, associate yourself with people abahamba ngendlela ethile. That is what we are doing as Amatshitshi, associate the same goal.
Okay. And then that's why you have your Wits Society, you have your Tuesdays where niyahlanganela, and then you do stuff together, sing together, teaching. So is that why?
Okay, so manje sesingena kuma society too.
Oh, okay.
So there is Wits Zulu Society,
okay,
Ngoma and everything. Then there is
uThingo lwamakhosazane. Oh yes.
So the Zulu Society,
I think that's the poster I saw.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Zulu Society is for everyone.
Okay.
Everybody who wants to learn, whether Zulu or not, whether you are a female or not, you just want to learn.
Okay, that's
that. Kodwa siphume iqhuzu kwethina lapha siba uThingo lwamakhosazane Wits, Amatshitshi, izintombi nto, a society for Amatshitshi.
Oh wow.
Tina sihlangana.
So that's the structure. Yes. So what is that structure? So uThingo, it's the rainbow and it's the colorfulness, the beauty. Okay. So what does that structure do at Wits? What is that foundation?
Okay, njengoThingo lwamakhosazane Wits thina sinalento ukuthi iba intombi noma ususe-university qhubeka uzigcine, fight for your goals, but ube wazi ukuthi uzigcinile. So uThingo, since salibiza ukuthi uThingo because siyamkela yonke uhlanga, we have abantu abamaTswana, we have Xhosa people, baby, we accept wonke umuntu as long as you're a virgin.
Oh, that's why the name
is uThingo lwamakhosazane Wits.
Yes.
So yeah, we do it like that. Sikuguzela ukuyigcina kweyintombi ukuyiphatha because varsity, there are a lot of things happening.
Yes. And it's a defining life. It's a defining time of your lives. Yeah.
And abanye, they're coming from other cities. There's a like Goli, Baisa, so they don't know. So that's why we said, asibahlanganise bonke, sikhulisane sonke, sizigcine siyintombi sazi ukuthi fine, siyafunda but siyazi ukuthi sizigcinile until leso sikhathi. But nje ukuyigcina intombi kodwa ukufeza
amaphupho wakho. Okay. And then what are the things that you do, activities as a group? What do you do? What do you teach? How do you teach? How do you invite others to come? What do you do?
Okay, so as a fairly new society, because sibene campaign toqala nje August. So
okay, Women's Month.
Society, what we've had is a camp.
Okay.
So we camp because we understood ukuthi baningi abafani nathi ukuthi thina we have experience from back home ukuthi besihamba vele le ndlela le safica amakhosazane who have never abakaze beze behlolwe kodwa bayafisa ukuhamba le ndlela le. So we had a camp la bekukhona unomehlo owayesendlalela nje enika esinika yonke information that amakhosazane abangazi azahlolwe had questions that we couldn't answer ngoba phela thina hloli siyahlolwa nathi, right? So there was counseling for everybody, even if you're not a first timer, for everybody to, because everybody has to be ready for a process yokuhlola ungafile ngathi khona ukuphoqile.
Okay.
Because you might think ukuthi no,
it's another personal space.
It's fine, I'll do it. What's that? But then when you like theoretically alright, but practically it's on a whole different level. So counseling was very important. So in every single camp that we have, regardless of who to so we have counseling first.
Okay.
Nice.
So before we are to number 2, ute unomehlo.
Yes.
Is it the name of somebody who is ohlolayo igama lakhe as the name of Phumzile, or is it the name njengokuthi umama? Okay.
Yes, umama unegama lakhe unomehlo.
Okay.
Umama nje. It's like a profession type out.
Okay. Cishe ngathi iqhikiza is
iqhikiza is something different from unomehlo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I explain it?
Please.
Okay. So iqhikiza,
this is why I am having this conversation, because I have the information engifundile, but hence you wanna teach people into yaziyo, but only to it's not a correct term. Yabo? So no, help me.
So iqhikiza ngokuyintombi umuntu osemdala eyintombini osevumelekile ukuthi engaba nesoka.
Okay.
Oseqomile. So iqhikiza umuntu omdala osekhulile, of which for example mina mangathiwa sekukhona mhlawumbe isoka elizongicela, so angeke ngihambe ngiyotshela unomehlo directly ukuthi no, there's this guy approaching me. I have to go ngibike kwiqhikiza umuntu osemdala, of which uyena ozongeluleka ukuthi ngenze kanje. Uyena esibika kuyena actually, then yena mawukuthi issue edinga abogogo abonomehlo uyidlulisela kubona. Like she's a medium communication between ogogo now, because you cannot go directly go now usibani ucela ukuthi nokuthi so iqhikiza umuntu kanje.
Okay, thank you. Number 2.
Oh, bezingisho ukuthi number 2 we have practices la si-practice khona amahubo.
Okay.
So njoba bengisho ukuthi abantu abaningi bebengakaze bezihambele nje. Bazi lezi ngoma lezi ezicula yonke indawo, yimpi amasosha, yabo Phamisa u7. Bazi lezo ingoma, but ingoma ekuyizo ezibalekile esicula kwimicimbi ebalekile njengasemhlangeni. Sometimes mekwenzekile mekukhona izimbizo somewhere kwilonto njani kwimicimbi emikhulu mhlawumbe njengemini abazazi lezo ngoma, ingoma ekuyizona ingoma zesintu ekufanele ngabe siyazazi. Sifundisa ngazo.
Ngingakulahli train of thought. I want us teach me another song while we go break kancane ngoba hey ngiyabonga production ula.
Kaba.
You catch it at the when we sing it.
Kaba. Iwe kaba. Kuphela. Kaba igajama. Kaba. Iwe kaba. Iwe kaba igajama.
Yeah, no, I was ready to dance. I think there's one dance that I've learned. I'll show you.
Okay.
Sure.
That is a very
yes.
Umkabayi is named after.
Umkabayi.
Yes.
Before we will go back to what we were talking about, while you were there, in this case.
Umkabayi was ngizothini emakhosini ngazo angithi uye kuzwe bekuthiwa izwe likaMthaniya, meaning izwe elabantu besifazane nakaZulu. That was it, because uMkabayi was ngizothini, she was the daughter of a king owayengenawo amakhosana, so we didn't have sons. So ngesikhathi sekumele esegula sekumele kube khona ozothatha ihlalo phela.
Yes.
Izwe labanjwa uMkabayi. So mesikhuleka kuMkabayi kaJama, sicela konke sicelayo kuye, sicela inhlanhla, sicela ummendo, sicela imfundo, siyacela kuMkabayi kaJama.
Sure. Yeah, amazing. I think this is, for me, it's all mind-blowing and preview to the information that I had before, but learning this now at my age, I think I feel so privileged and proud to be sitting next to you guys. You know, young as you are, the way you are able to explain izinto ukuzazi ukuthi ubani. Currently impilo esikuyo manje, there's religion, there's a spirituality, there's a tradition, and sifika ku situation whereby ugcina ungazazi mawuse ku religion kuba ngathi then you don't have to practice ukuthi ubani traditionally. You know, there's the confusion yes spirituality ukuthi ukholelwa kuphi, you know. And I'm so glad that we're talking so much about ukuba yithi traditional stuff that are so us, that has nothing to do with any other nation, that is core to us. And at your age, young as you are able to explain to me ukuthi ubani uMkabayi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Noma ngabe ngizalelwe eGoli, I'm still black. Ngifake here ibhayela seswazini because ngumnisi ngomvuleni uphatha kwathi inkomo zimayaka. You know, so umnisi wemvula, so ngiyazazi, but these are the things that I started learning now at my adult age, where kozanga at your age ukuthi ngayimphatha ingane zami ngisase early on. I'm learning with them now, and you guys know exactly what you know now. So for me, it's I'm really privileged. Again, thank you.
Thank you for hosting me.
Yeah, conversations with the folks and the girl next door. Guys, it is hot in here. Not because it's hot, because the room is hot, but sitting with this wisdom. It's old and young wisdom at the same time. You know, like as I said, I am a fan, and I am taking this to learn so that I can continue, because I know imparting this information to inganzam ngiyazi ukuthi zizomova iye kubangani babo, izohamba imove iye kubazali. So take what you are doing is important. You know, sharing the information enishirayo, definitely it will save abantwana bamantombazane going forward. I'm not neglecting abantwana babafana. I know when it comes to ubutshiji and all that, abafana, they are more sidelined when it comes to what are their structures, kwenzakalani, ubani obalidayo, you know, the way in a society. And the West, you brought it into a institution, Wits, which is an institution that, like, it's been there for a while. There's a lot of structures. This current thing happening there, it is so important that it's happening. Do you think amanyamava cities are doing it, or it is suke initiative the way in the game corner? Do you know, which is it something that Wits would want to see it happening everywhere else, or it's still here? Because now I want to take my daughter to Wits. I don't know, so apply. Like now that's where you're going, because you see, I'm already looking at the institution like that because of you.
So more bigger, many institutions are saying now the society. Like menga wabala abo khona si UKZN, khona idomba se DUT, sikhona nesanda qhamuke se UCT, khona zase also sisulu, khona neza se UJ naseven. So it's already like yeah, circulate le domba, abantu they are creating groups embrace ubuntombi,
and the other society yokufundisa about tradition nokwazi amaZulu, like you saying amaZulu, but obviously it means namaXhosa namavenda can continue now do their own digging and come teach other people about. It would be nice ukuthi uma ufundisa umuntu ngobuZulu ukhatha nama stereotypes
Yes.
ngokwazi ukufundisa omunye umuntu ukuthi no, this is a Zulu nation iphuma la eqhamuka la, these are my beliefs ethu, this is a tradition yethu, asiyabo khanda sishisa or abokhanda baqinile because but the image you know. So I want to go back to the interesting yes,
emphasize nje ukuthi adverts, we are the founding committee members of
yes.
About 10, we are the founding committee.
Oh wow. So it's 10 of
it's
you.
a thing that started this year.
Conversations with Phumzile, sicela invitation just ukuya nje one day when there's an event and a ceremony we siyasicelela so that they know ukuthi we asked here. So sicela my committee members, so please sicela invite. We're gonna go, hey Tumelo? Definitely. So I'll probably magathi sizoya, please do invite. It will be nice for us to come and see izinto in person to continue so thank you for telling me and keep up the good work. Leadership right there. Ngifuna ukuyela about ubujiji. You separated the two whereby uthi ekhaya la siphuma khona into yobujiji iyapractice where ukuhlolwa and all that. How was it your parents who put you up into okay, unomntana intombazana nangumnandi and this is how you need to go mawuqala ukuhlolwa? At what age did it start? At home? So we went on a quick break. Production manager like, oh, cuts. We're still learning. I'm loving having a Tumelo in my life because I used to do this alone, hey, until he was like, no man, I've seen what you do, but can I come and manage you? So this is why he's here and he's just been helping to make the channel grow and I'm hoping this platform can still go somewhere else. As much as this is not for TV, it's a podcast. I know podcasts are growing, but I would like it to go to a national space whereby we can teach more people. And definitely, that's why I'm going. With my conversations that I had to say, let's go. So before the production cut 1, 2, 3, we were talking about ekaya, the process. You if you can share, how does that work?
I feel like it differs.
It differs.
It differs from places because
okay.
I mean, to be honest, they can't be half like my mother. They got my years because I remember it was 2016.
Okay.
So what woman look? But after then, after then I turned. Someone can't know my husband. It was August,
yeah.
So we was September. So it's kind of next month and tell you go to my house. My head, Then I was born with no as in your phone come. Then I went to sign a form without a consent, by the way.
Okay.
Sign I tell you go like your as in your hand on me. People Friday in your bag issue and she saw good as in and me so so mango and I'm okay because it was your
mind blowing.
I was taken away. So Gamchela first doing a baza, but I don't know where it's hand away from because man is very supportive. No matter saying it's and ye can be with harm. So Nagit Ushalaways we do it monthly. We have a book.
Wow.
A book Lily record the window for you. So we limited to if we pay like 3 months, you're not in the book, see I can't take that as a member. We are teaching okay as a member. So Maslola see I okay to sometimes it goes on a bazar. To go set a specific day, which is tell umntwana phela ezolomzali wakhe nifike nihlole ube right basically sihlolwa kanjani.
Okay. Yes. I like that the consistency of monthly because it helps you keep in because there's this something, I know ukuthi we are khona ukuzirestricta as umuntu, we are khona ukuzenzela your own decisions, but I think if there is another external help, it is a helping hand, to stay in a certain course. That's amazing. That's lovely. And it's
for me personally, I was grossed out by the process of flow.
There is no way.
And then usisi wamdala had umhlonyana, and obviously njenga kubazukulu nje from another side we are the only girls.
Oh.
So it's standard procedure. We are peas in a pod. So I couldn't not support her. Ngathi masengimisa. Actually.
This is nice.
Actually.
Oh, wow.
Okay. This is nice. Yeah, and then I started taking interest. And then obviously, her biggest concern was, are you taking this decision because it's your personal decision, or are you taking it because you're born abanye abantu? Because if it's your personal decision, uyakwazi ukuhlala kule nto le uhlale kuyona because it's a decision that you took for yourself. Unlike mokuthi you were coerced into it by abangani bakho, pressure.
Because when you drop it in the future, it's like, okay, I'm supporting you, and then then so many didn't drop it because you're dropping it as well.
Yeah, but it's not even about support. It's about obviously the perception that abantu will have of me, and then what happened? Hence, I had to be the one to take the decision.
Okay, I'm choosing for myself, and I'm gonna stick to it because it's a personal decision.
Yes, and then after that, one thing everything I did. Yeah.
Nice. So then,
Sola is the first Sunday of every month.
Okay.
Everybody knows. First Sunday of every month. Sure. And obviously in July there's a book.
Okay.
To keep record of and then obviously because Tina we at a disadvantage, you see, high school. So 3 months we are pay lunch. Umuntu engazange eze.
Okay.
Kodwa because they understand and they know what is esikoleni. Maso sopuyile esikoleni. Hambi uyohlolwa and you still remember because when you are a victim of circumstance.
I like it. You know where the danger is. But this is why you also established what you've established now here at school, my campaign. You can even continue with this side.
Yeah, because it was very, very frustrating. You only go to or you go to only 3 times a year before December. Because obviously you will go about January when you still at home. Then after first block, if it happens you go home. Because if you only go home June, July, you're gonna go then and then you're gonna go December. So twice a year. So it was really frustrating. Hence I decided to keep the culture alive.
Let's do it here where we are. Bring it with.
Exactly.
Oh guys, I'm so proud of you. I'm not gonna cry. But yeah, that's amazing because sometimes you don't think about those things to say and important to me and now I'm in a different space. It's busy, but how can I keep me and my culture and my tradition and things going? I think I really commend you for that. So in terms of dating, do Amatshitshi date or have friends, male friends, if I may say so? Are you then allowed to have, but are you able to have relations, not sexual relationships of course, but relations with other genders where you are able to go for coffee with somebody else with no problem with, or there is imikomo, if uyijiji, we dare see you, no
But obviously, okay, she's gonna continue. There's uThingo, a rule, and then there's the 21st century.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I think it's very important to go on a date, know someone. Know someone. That's what I think. You're supposed to know someone, get to know that person on a personal level, then the other can follow. So knowing someone,
and who's able. So it's more like but 21st century where we are now is you can know people and all that, and they must know you for you. If you come to my life and date me, if I'm saying ngiyafunda ukukwazi and I want to finish school, I want to have at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first before I engage sexually, before I decide which we're gonna get married. and then it's okay. If somebody says, okay, I prescribe to that, sikafunda sonke, we can go picnic and do those things together as long as we know the contact, the sexual contact, including hug and kiss, it's a no-go zone. That's where the safe space. You're saying that is like it's okay. That's what you're saying. Okay. Usiko, what is umgomo ngokwesiko?
Ngokwesiko ithi okay,
because ukjola ngithi kunokjola and thina ke English then ukjola is dating. Okay.
Yes.
And then white people, they will tell you date is just going on an event of a time, have coffee. That's the date. It does not have relationships.
Yeah.
So tina so ngokujwayela itshiji althandani alujoli
because kudala itshiji mawukuthi sekhona isoka belenza le process ebeyisho ukutshela iqhikiza betshela iqhikiza ila khona elaziswa because idala bekumiswa neduku so koma officially kwazi ukuthi uAmnandi uthanda kwasibani kwaziwe endaweni
iba official
kasibani yabo
shayo laphala
thatha ucu manje uyazi ukuthi
kwalona nje lento nje ngimthanda
uthi nje nali itumelo
kunjalo
uthi nje
kunjalo
so bekwenziwa kanjani and some other places basakwenza ibona mgomo wetshiji.
Okay.
ukuthi itshiji alijoli liyaqala.
Okay, and then you kuba official
ujola officially.
Yes, so kwaziwa so that then akunakuthi kunamakhona selihlomiwe eyawujolele emakhona.
So
everybody knows ukuthi usuqomile and uqome insizwa ngabasibani.
So if it happens that nina temptation nani and you'll happen to have sex, kuzokwaziwa who to hold accountable. Okay. So it was like an accountability type of thing. Because I'm missing a do anyway. If you say mina ngilale no sibani and epic there's no way you can prove it because it's your word against theirs. But ngokwesiko mawumisi iduku yaziwa ukuthi uNandi uthanda kaSibanibani and umethi ukhulelwe ingane yakaSibanibani ilo
sonke siyazi.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Mina nginombuzo guys.
Okay.
But why out ne my break virginity melihlawule?
Okay. I think before we go to those questions, I like that question, breaking virginity. We are here where we say preserving, until you get to a point where you decide, I'm ready. It doesn't have time where at 21, at 25, at 27, is there or when you meet somebody.
Ultimately, umuntu is told ukuthi akayigcine up to marriage. njengeBhayibheli ukuthi no sex before marriage.
So
that is done in a cultural sense.
Okay, so ukuthi umshado ufika at what age in your life?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Ukuzigcina. But then njoba ngisho ukuthi because of le sizwe sesiphila ngaphansi kwaso manje, rules and regulations are forever changing. So abanye abantu would say mina ngifuna ukuyigcina up until umimi. Omunye would say mina ngifuna ukuyigcina up until I start working. Omunye uzothi I wanna like keep to myself ngize ngithenge my first car. You know, like it's different things for different people. And obviously bakhona namanje who are like mina ngifuna ukuyigcina up until I get married.
Okay. That's amazing.
And obviously more totally isoga uthola umuntu serious about you, and obviously who knows ukuthi wena uhamba le ndlela ethile eyimisele ngayo uzohamba yini and ayovela yini. And futhi even then you guys do not engage in sexual intercourse up until
senshadi. Okay.
Yes.
Because bengifuna ukuthi lead towards question yakaTumelo yenhlawulo, because those things they come after the effect of this, because you're not supposed to engage anyway until ayosho ukuthi manje senifuna ukuthatha ubuhlobo afike ayolobola awuqala uhlawule ngokwesiko or the ngathini indlela yokwenza ngayo ukuthi kumele by the time uhlawula so uhlawula ngoba awuhlawuli uyalobola so that you engage sexually by right now. Ukuthi usumthathile lo muntu wasemkhiphela inkomo ucela ukuthi that's when. But if it happened by mistake, I think umbuzo kaTumelo was, if it happened ukuthi okay engagile sexually and kumele, your question was why mele uhlawule if
yes.
Obviously it was consensual.
If it was consensual,
Yeah.
why kumele?
Look, like no ungazange ube pregnant mara ba find out again ukuthi like we had sex, why kumele ngihlawule?
Because it was consensual. You guys agreed to it and no about two. You were in the moment. Why am I just
Yes, that's my main question.
Okay.
Okay, you better continue. Mengicabanga ngabe nitshelene ukuthi if it happens you make a mistake senza lokho uzokwenza lokho. So when I know ukuthi mhlambe like kwenza lelo phutha, did she inform you ukuthi Tumelo if you do this kwenza lelo phutha uzoyenza? Did she inform you or mhlambe akazange asho lutho? Akatshelanga lutho.
Yeah. I think this is a different. I think for here it's gonna be difficult to respond it in a way that makes sense, because you find a way. Isn't also changing. You find a girl uyavuma kuba ne sexual encounter, ufike ekhaya abhaqo okwaziwe ukuthi uyenze into ethize, and abazali bese ba enforcer ukuthi sitshele ukuthi ubani owenze ukuthi kini, then ngoba usengcolise ijaridi lasekhaya, umuzi wasekhaya, ngokwenza ukuthi kumele awugeze umuzi, because they trusting you ukuthi thina besazi ukuthi wena uzozibamba. So usho ukuthi umuntu owenze ukuthi ungene kule ungakekho ready yilo, hence inhlawulo possibly from other families will come from that ukuthi, you know.
Okonye ukuthi obviously mokuthi uTumelo uthandana nami ngazi ukuthi ngihamba lendlela, he should expect ukuthi if it happened ukuthi we get tempted, even if it was a consensual, uzokwenzeka ukuthi kumele uhlawule, because njengoba ngihamba lendlela mina abazali bami there's like expectations that they have, of course, ukuthi mase sekulotsholwa ngizolotsholwa ngeenkomo ezingaka because ngisanayo inkomo kamama, isibaya sika baba asikakangeni umuntu. Abazali bami bekade beyimisela mhlawumbe ukuthi bazongenzela umemulo. Zonke lezo zinto lezo, because isiko not usiko, isiko lasekhaya lithi umemulo wenzelwa intombi kuphela. So sekuseclasha nesiko lakithi ukuthi ngeke ngisenzele mina umemulo, abazali bami ngeke besangibonga ngokuyigcina ngoba angisayigcinanga. And because uTumelo knew ukuthi intombi yakhe noma the person that is going to have a sexual encounter with uhamba lendlela, he should expect ukuthi he is going to reimburse my parents of umyeni wami mekade ezokhipha inkomo ezu11 lezi ezu2
sesifola kuye manje,
lezi ezu2 ezikhokhela umuntu oyitshitshi sekumele kube uyena oyikhiphayo, so umyeni wami ezokhipha ezu9.
aha.
Not only will uTumelo athele umuzi wakubonandi ngehlazo, but neintombi mehamba umhlanga.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, sure. The other, I have so much to ask,
Hectic.
but just to I want to try and keep it in a space whereby we teach mothers like me. I know Umbali, my daughter, once babies are city photo shoot where as in don't dress up like physically and all that. This is me, and I've kept myself, and I want to, when I was fully at 18, and I know I know ceremonies like Mhlonyane, like Ngamagama, like Umemulo Ngamagama, but when you're coming of age and all that, that's different. I did Umemulo. I forced my parents. SOH. And what we'll do is I'll have the pictures where we can, when we're talking like this, to say this is why I love, because I feel like I was privileged to be able to, even if it was not done correctly or right, but we had that ceremony, you know, and it made me feel so proud. Like I like both of your stories whereby if ima inye enfoswanga ekhaya kakhulu umama nobaba ukuthi like I said ukuthi you saying from peers, from your sisters, but nithema so ubona a certain ceremony, and that certain ceremony made you fall in love with this, and you then decided for yourself, I'm gonna take it on. So I want you to share part of one ceremony that, what did you see? What was the beauty of the ceremony that made you decide to come
okay.
Or uchaze umhlonyana ne omunye angichazele umhlonyana omunye angichane umemulu. Yes.
Okay, so kwabe ngisho ukuthi ukuhamba lendlela ngabona umngane wamenzele umhlonyana.
Yeah.
So ngangimphilisa yakhe ngimisile. That's why ngahlangana nezintombi ngayibuka ngayithanda lento ngayi-adopta lapho. So kwaya ngokuya sengijoinile official member ngakithi ngenza lelo. Kwafika lesikhathi sokuthi nami sekumele ngenze okwami umhlonyana. So umhlonyane umcimbi owenzelwa intombazane mase isithomba when she gets a period. Yes. La eyenzelwa khona umhlonyane ukwenza ukuthi isikhulile isiwumuntu esifazane njengamanje bayikhulisa kahle kahle ukuthi usukhulile. So thina ekhaya siba 4, we've got about 4. So makwenzela umhlonyane senzelwa samantombazane sonke.
Okay.
So senzelwa umhlonyane so 4 laba bethi khona senithombile. So siyanikhulisa njengamanje ukuthi senabantu besifazane.
Okay.
Umhlonyane ilo hlobo
asenamantombazane.
Ansesizingane. Senamantombazane nabantu besifazane siyanikhulisa singena kwesinye isigaba sempilo.
Okay. And this is where the singing the night before you and the girls and
so kyagonqa la khona impelisi zakho ziyafika zigonqa zingabona umuntu. Then I think it's Friday ngo bese ngakusasa niphume entatha ningabona umuntu niyogeza emfuleni ngithi nisuke ngicube ibovu ngicaba. So kumele niyogeza lokho emfuleni ohambayo uhambe namanzi. So hambe lapho then nibuye ekhaya ngeniswe ekhaya nifike emsamu nishisela impepho nifakwe inyongo because kumhlonyane inyongo ebalekile. So nifakwe inyongo niphumeke nigide esigcawini ke bejabule kize ke sijabulele lokho ke nje uma ke
I love it. Manje umama ka usibiza
uMakhosazane.
I love it.
And also to add on that ukuthi manje njengoba ngisho ukuthi kuyahluka manje but kudala umhlonyane it wasn't something that was planned. So asithi I get my period on a Monday. Say Monday I get my period, I tell my parents I got my period. Uyahamba uyohlalisa kagogo.
Okay.
Sekugonqa kwakho. While you are having your period, then the day you finish your period, when you would fagger the whole week, then the next day, but it wasn't a planned thing. What decided I'm getting my period today, so you're gonna wait up until your period ends, and then immediately after it ends, so that week usaba nama periods that is
when 7 days,
your parents or your family plans it wasn't planned.
And that is the time where the teaching, I love that teaching moments. I think this is the time whereby then you get what is happening in your body, and how hygienically you need to take care of yourself. And this is not like somebody has now and it's the beauty of having a period. Then you celebrate it. Expect it will happen every month. It's also the teaching period.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Then the next one, umemulo.
And then umemulo, I
tell you,
but ultimately umemulo njengoba umhlonyane kuumcimbi wokukhulisa, umemulo umcimbi wokubonga.
Okay.
Ila abazali bakho besuke bekubonga ngokuzigcina basically, because kudala it wasn't like umemulo ubuwenzelwa izintombi. Yabo. So babebonga abazali ngokuziphatha kahle, ngokuzigcina. Because what usually happened is after umhlonyana okhokho bethu used to get married after 16 because ultimately sebezokwazi ukuba nengane. But if awuzange ke uze ube nenhlanhla yomendo waqhubeka wazigcina, sesiyakubonga. And it wasn't 21. It was umnyaka la abazali bakho sebekubone ngathi sebengakunikeza ukhiye ukuthi usukhulile manje, usungaphuma umuzi wakho uhambe ugani manje. You are at the right age. Ingoba manje sesayi westernize kakhulu sathi it's our 21st birthday and so umemulo wenzelwa on 21. And sometimes umemulo buwenzelwa abazali bakho mase sebenamandla. Genza abazali bakho bethola amandla when you're 25.
Oh yes.
They're gonna do memulo for you then.
Yes. Or maso already ukuthi usigcinile awunangane, and whether 25, 26 and now you are ready to get married, to say before uphumela uzwenze ngomshado ithi siqale la sikubonke.
That is where kuba khona into ekuthiwa umkhehlo khona.
Okay.
That is when umuliswa umyeni wakho. Umyeni wakho uyakumulisa. So sengineso kalami, I am 25, abazali bami banamandla.
Okay.
Bayafisa ukumulisa.
Okay.
Amandla awekho. Ngithola isoka lifuna ukungishada. Kodwa kusakhona this obstacle le. Kulezi inkomo zelobola ezu11 leyo iba eyomenu. Uyangikhehla, uyangimulisa base yamthatha. Yes.
Wow, that is so amazing. Yeah. No, hectically beautiful in a sense, yokuthi. It's beautiful to look forward to something in your life, your next when it comes to your family, your tradition, your surname, not necessarily your 21st, but ukuthi makwenziwe izinto ngegaba esithile, because you look forward to that. To share a little bit of my story, I still have issues ukuthi angishadanga ngendlela engifuna ukushada ngayo, ukufakwa inyongo, because I had a child early after matric, and ukufoster abazali bami ukuthi ngenze lo memulo. It was one of those ukuthi before ngiyoba umfazi womunye umuntu, I would like to have that ceremony ethi abazali bathi it's okay, even though I didn't understand umemulo fully ukuthi kumele kuhlatshwe, kumele ngithelwe ngenyongo, kube nabakhathi. But I did have my friends uThandeka right from KZN. She was the one who helped me plan everything, even ugqoka the whole week ahlala nami endlini ukuthi ngifuna ukuthi mase ngiphuma, because sokunento ukuthi oh okay sengingalotsholwa, I want this ceremony. And I also looked forward to umshado omhlophe nalokucula na yonke lento yenziwayo, because then in a significance, like how you come back and say, this is what I want to do, because you see the beauty, you see the appreciation of culture. And this is what I think I would like parents like us, or young parents like us, to instill ebantwaneni bethu baseGoli who unfortunately don't have who still have the information that you guys are having, that I don't have in my 40s, but it's something that I would want my girl child or children to say, I want umhlonyana, I want umemulo, you know what I mean? Then I want umshado, over and above their own careers. We would say, okay, ama goals wabo athize, because then it's a family affair. It's not an individual affair where so I am very excited. So if umuntu akafundi events currently outside of events, how do other people get this information? How do they get in touch with you? Do you allow them to come to your space to learn what you are currently teaching? Is in Goma, ubuntombi, how to take care of yourself, and how, like counseling, how do you stay in the course? How do people outside of Wits get this so profound information and education and to be part of this beauty. Because when I look at it, like I told you, I'm gonna have your numbers. You know, when I look at your status, I check Ama status is not because I want to see who's doing what, but you can see when I comment, you know, Ubuti, when I see you uvululile or somewhere else, or the song and all that, to say I appreciate you as a young person, but other people don't have this. How can others outside of Wits and yes, conversations with the Pumzela, now that we bring this to you, how can they get in touch, or I don't know?
Njoba, like I did mention, we are a fairly new society.
Yeah.
So okwamanje sisa deala nezinto internally.
Okay.
So sisazama ukustructureisha uThingo lwamakhosazane se-Wits internally first.
Okay.
And obviously as Samson has told us because now we are monitoring, so everything stops because of exams that are coming up. Meaning akusekho isikwenze manje, only gonna start next year. But we do have plans in place, so ukuthi since sesikwazi ukwenza yonke lemicimbi lesesiyenzile manje kulesikhathi esincane bese sesinazo saqala sazana safundana as a society sonke sesingakwazi ke
naba ne committee and understanding why the committee is there. Okay.
Sesingakwazi ukuthi simeme abanye abantu next year, because it wouldn't have made sense ukuthi simeme abantu to come to camps with us singazani. So from next year mase sesibuya, the camps that we're going to have are going to be open to
the public and other young
to
people.
everybody. Abazobe bethanda ukuhlolwa, bethanda ukufunda, bethanda ukuba nabanye amakhosazane.
Oh, lovely.
Yes.
Okay.
And we've been getting invitations from other people about time to go. It's just that I ain't go back because now we're still trying to find ourselves.
You are right, yes. Because the foundation must be solid color, and then all the activities that you wanna do, and then the which makes sense. And I think, and I'm glad that you allowed to come here with the interview so that other people know what, oh, okay, there is a possibility and you're still feeling new, so that they can look forward to being part of it. And off camera, I asked my daughter, as an example, would she would like to take this information closer to other young kids. So maybe in if like there's parents like us who think, you know what, I might not be able to get a 20-30 young people or young girls in my space being invited as Okuloma, maybe you know, should such invitation come, would you be open to say, if kuna school is teaser, to say come and share the information with the young girls? Would you be able to do that?
Most definitely, because we posted it when we started the society. Safaga ama goals into.
Yes, please share those, because we
want to celebrate culture. We want to come together as a collective to embrace it. So it's celebrating the culture, embracing it, like forming ecocasi or forming foundations and relationships with other societies. Abangathanda ukwazi ngobutshitshi. See, ukuze sizokhula sonke as a collective, and just learning, man.
Yes, and the other one is to educate. Yeah, so on the poster, then educating about the society. Sure. Yeah, I wish you well. I wish you well. So my girls are here, and then production uvele wakhona uphosi question right there. Ukuthi hayi ngifuna ukwazi wayihlawuliswa thina. And I think there would be a nice follow-up in terms of, I would like to have this conversation again possibly next year, and maybe structure it in a way whereby I would like to have a guy who is a virgin, so that what is a guy? What is a guy? What is a guy here? You change in so that we have another perspective and be able. So last we had a conversation and we had a bit of the audience, so that we engaging. So how conversations with people started, I would invite speakers, and I had an audience and a big event outside my yard. But ihambe to COVID, young Pushela to have this intimate conversation. But I have Umbali here, my daughter's here, Dumelo's here, and then Talo's here. Do you have any other question before we wrap up? and then we plan for the future.
So I would like to know, since you chose this route or this particular path, in your mind, when do you think you'll be ready to give yourself to someone else?
Good question.
For myself, I just think when I'm independent, because that's the goal actually, to when I'm independent. Last thing I was going to say, I'm fine. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, the journey of Tombi is very beautiful.
It's a lifestyle.
So, like, right, ready to start a new chapter of my life. So I think that's when I'm independent and I'm fine. I don't know. Yeah.
Would independent come with, after finishing your qualification, maybe having your first job where you are able to say, I get money saying emailing, I was afford and send out go to mailing baba email airtime or anything else. Then now now I can anything is come. Would it come with that independence when you're done?
Definitely. After I back the degree, that's when I'm independent.
Literally.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
Even bagging the degree, after being able to sustain yourself, because obviously abantu abaningi think of the now, they don't think of the later. Because if it happens, saying and I give myself to somebody else, what if it happens that I get pregnant? Would I be able to sustain, take care of this child? Because and I never want to subject my offspring to
the next generation.
Because mina angikwazi.
And bese uhambe uyolwa nomuntu ukuthi aka maintain and all that, where you would have decided wena, since you are the bearer.
Ungangcono ngine nomuntu ukuthi abe ne relationship nengane, not ukuthi ondle, because mina ngiyakwazi ukuyinakekela ingane yami. Yabo. And obviously you need to be mentally ready. Mina nje, I know personally manje I'm not. I am not.
Yeah.
And yeah, angazi ukuthi ngizoba ready nini per se, but I feel with independence comes responsibility, and you're going to be able to take accountability for your own options. Because because I don't want to be accountable. Kodwa mase sengikhulile sengikhulile nangokomqondo nga independent yonke indawo, ngeke I wouldn't even expect him to uhlawula because I'm ready for it.
Okay. Wow. Sure. I think on that note, I think it's a wrap. Conversations with the Pumzile. Please subscribe. Or do you have another question?
Oh, okay. You had other questions.
Okay.
And how you do? And you had a question.
You had a question. No. This is a safe space. Podcasts are nice because you can always chop and change
and you really threw us as easily.
Okay. As sitike uhlangana noThemba ne.
Okay.
Uthanda umthandile from lapha Wits.
Okay.
So you're telling me since umthandile uThemba, you're not ready ukunika umntombi wakho and ubona ngathi now ubona a future husband naye. Then what happens to that situation in terms of emotions and temptation? Because I mean, guys, let's be honest, you in varsity, a lot happens.
Okay, mina ngihlezi ngisho ukuthi I feel like dating, ukuthandana, not going out and date, ukuthandana comes with a lot of responsibilities, because it's unrealistic really for me to expect ukuthi kule generation engikhula kuyona I would get a guy, especially if it's a guy ongakhulelanga phambi kwamatshitshi, to say abstain, especially if they've been a sexual being before. It's gonna be unrealistic for me to expect that. Hence straight.
Okay. So you rather go easy to be safe, because then you ufagama or club, you decide to la awuzu ukuhlangabezana ne.
But if it happens ukuthi ke usuholwa inhliziyo ke manje uyabona ukuthi nangu uThemba, hayibo nangu uThemba nje phungulisa ngamandla bo nangu uThemba, yabo usuyabona ukuthi no ngiyamthanda mina uThemba, and I'm not ready to have 6 years, but
ngiyamthanda together.
So it would be wena mthanda uThemba kodwa uThemba akakuthandi now, because uThemba mekuthanda uzo-understand ukuthi wena uhamba le ndlela ethile, akuhloniphe enough to respect ukuthi wena you're not ready for sex
until abe ready ukuthi uzoba umyeni wami okusalayo.
as long as uThemba ekuthanda. You guys are going to be able to work together, because mawuzothola uThemba nje wena uyamthanda uThemba and uThemba akanendaba now, uThemba ngeke zibe nendaba now nokuthi wena uhamba yiphi indlela.
That's profound. That's profound.
So, in your mentality, what is giving yourself to someone? What is your idea of sex? And giving yourself that space, what is that to you? Do you have the normal view, or do you have your own personal view of that kind of commitment or that kind of decision? What does that look like? Uguti, I'm inviting you into my space in this way, and I'm choosing you to do this. What is your idea of giving yourself to someone? Yeah.
That's a good question.
I mean, I feel like sex is not the physical aspect kuphela. So yonke into iqala la engqondweni. So the emotional connection, leveling up ngokwemizwa with your partner, emotional intimacy. So it's emotional intimacy. So when you invite a person to your space, angeke sabe ukuthi ayibo uzongivashela la endlini yami engahlala phe situli siya uzohlala embedeni yabo. So it's not just that ukuthi manje sesizosondelana ngokwenyama kuphela. Sisondelana ngokwenhliziyo, ngokwemoya, ngokomqondo nangokwemizwa. Sihlangana ngayo yonke into. Ubuwena nje bubo bakhe nobiyena kubo bakho. So that is what sex is to me, not the just the physical aspect of it kuphela.
Yeah. I like the way you defined everything else, because sometimes people think relationship is sex and not think relationship is everything else before sex. You know, saying to somebody else, now I'm responsible for how you think, how you feel, how you're gonna conduct yourself, because it comes with such responsibility whereby when do we see each other, ukhuluma usiphathe kanjani, or sibonana nini, silala ngobani isikhathi, in terms of sikhuluma nini. You are responsible now with somebody else ukuthi uyi-edition empilweni yakho, ukuthi mele ngithi good morning, mele ngithi good night, mele ngithi uhambe kahle, ufike kahle la ukhona, udlile usuthi. You know, so exactly. So there's also that part of ukuthi masingakhulumanga namhlanje kuvuka sokunempi kusasa ukuthi ulale bosaxoxa ifone isikhathi sethe generation ye WhatsApp uyu online kodwa uzumekile kusasa mele u-account ukuthi angithenganga good night. So before sex so before that activity, there's I think in your space, you know, to say you want this person to also start complimenting you. Umuhle, uvukile, unjani, unani, ulale. So there's exactly. So I think I loved how you also articulated ukuthi there's before sex, there's every other thing to say. If I'm giving you me, it means you are responsible of my putting vuke ngaphefumula namhlanje. That's a big responsibility to when umuntu onamazinyo aphelele ukuthi kumele umcabangele at 14 and 12 ukuthi you know, I know ukuthi ku difficult, ngiyawuthanda umbuzo kambali, but I know ukuthi thina as parents I would have answered it differently as a parent, because ngiyiphendula nge-experience enginayo ukuthi ngingeka headache, ngathanda umuntu, ngamthanda, ngamnika ubumina, but azange angichoose at the end of the day. You know, it comes with that responsibility ukuthi I have a fear mangakutshela ukuthi I would say don't date, because maybe your first boyfriend would not be your husband. Because mhlawumbe lo muntu uzokuthanda ngaleso sikhathi kufike ukuthi no kanje nayo namanye ama-goals akhe ahamba choose somebody else, and then ama-heartbreaks ethu. So you answered it in a way that helps other young person to say ukuthi it's not sex, it's every other thing. When I'm saying ngikunika ubumina, kunomoya, kunengqondo kunenhliziyo kunemizwa phakathi because imizwa yakho yokuthi uvuke ugrambi you have your periods and all that imizwa yakho yonke lemele ushade nomunye umuntu who might not even understand them ukuthi ngifuna ukuthula I'm on my period I need to thula kanjani I need to thula kanjani and somebody will say no you are rejecting me so there's a lot kuleyo mizwa that when you give somebody I think adding to that answer there's a lot of other things that comes with being responsible to or for yourself and the other person in your life before sex yeah so kuke kwaba ne-encounter esikoleni sakambala I know I said I'm gonna wrap up esikoleni sakambala we'll wrap up where the young girls it's just that the way it happened it caused social media and all that kuba ngathi forward where young girls they decided to record themselves talking about ukuthi I don't want a nigga mina I have my vibrator I don't want a nigga I have this and this and that oh you know that
yeah when I was 2020
yes so it was their school and it went viral and I bought a book yaga Dr. Khalingni is it Khaling what's the name of the book by the way
it's just King it is not 6'8" or something like that
but about sex and I invited her to speak to the girls because those are the things that in the book she speaks about even the reproductive organs you know to a point whereby maumuntu zazi sex is not actually sex is the last thing that happens in the relationship
yeah
knowing yourself and your physical body and even knowing the type of your organ what it is and what it stands for what it means and you know all that process and unfortunately we were not able to get the copies to all the girls because that was powerful then there's ukusoma there's masturbation there's all of those things those things that we don't talk about to say physically there's also that natural part of yourself that unemizwa but you need to know what do they mean and there's nothing wrong with feeling sexual there's nothing wrong but it takes understanding it takes ukufundiswa mhlambe njengokuthi mhlambe omama or omehlo to tell you ukuthi you would feel physically like this and it's okay it's a natural process that's why you'd find with boys it's easy because you can always see ukuthi when a young boy avuka with the erect penis makayochama they start feeling like something is wrong with them bayakwazi abazali ukufundisa ukuthi that's natural it doesn't mean because you woke up like that it means now at 14 or at 15 it means you want to have sex with somebody but it's a physical autonomy of what's happening with you I would like maybe next time we will talk about ukusoma we'll talk about masturbation in ebuntombini those things that you start allowing your body to feel this way then you know those kind of things how do we prevent it is it okay is it is it advisable is it okay because I know there's nothing wrong with masturbation but omunye ngakutshela ukuthi you inviting imoya emibi evil spirit but abanye will tell you like mina personally I would say ukuthi if you get to know your body you would know what you know yourself masofikile esigabeni say ukuthi you wanna be sexual then you don't expect somebody else to tell you about your body or touch you in a way that bazofundisa wena ngowakho umzimba and your organs so when I would teach or when I would tell somebody to say it's okay to masturbate it will be based on now you are ready but it means in your readiness you need to know what feels right to you not to the other person so that when you invite them in your space in your physical space in your sexual organ how you would like your body to be with somebody else it's this way not umuntu akutshela ukuthi this is what I'm going to do to you that's why you find kunama terms amabi okukhulunywa when they talk about sex when it makes it look like long story short my daughter the other time bekavakashele boyfriend when she came back saying her vagina actually was itchy but using the term inkomo ikitikiti whatever those different terms you know and reading that book yaga Dr. Khalingni we need to start now to teach our kids what is a vagina what is a vulva what is what because you say inkomo iyahlatshwa iyahlinzwa, iyabulawa. So you are talking about my private part. That's what you're going to do to it.
Inkomo kodwa-ke kuthiwa inkomo because mosa yitshitshi inkomo kamama.
Yes.
So ibizwa ngenkomo kuthiwa isibaya sikababa esibayeni kuhlala inkomo.
Yes.
That is
where it lives Puma corn. But then you get to the generation when you buy, how do you then teach your child how do you take care of inkomo? With the context you would say iyala masikhuluma ngelobolo. But in context yomzimba wakho. You know, in context yomzimba, that if what you get is it a plaything? Is it a plaything? What the kitty to put money in is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we learn to teach our kids with what the organ, so that even the beauty of it is not misrepresented, then you are able, when you're inviting a sexual partner, they know this is not something yokuhliwa or yokuhlatshwa or plaything. You know, and it's nice to have an open conversations with young people who space any course, because it helps us teach others. Now I can teach from my experience, but I know that as a mother I can teach from fear. Like I would say, my first experience was through rape. So my virginity was taken away. I don't know how I would have kept it, but it's beautiful to know we can still help others to make the choice for themselves. Not true. You came with it. The choice was yours, not even your parents. Which is the beauty. I think for me, this is the beauty of this conversation, to say when you make any choice, whether ubuchichi or whether the first encounter, sexual encounter, or marrying, or any choice that you make in life, should be yours, not anybody else's. Let parents, let your friends, let everybody else around you support your personal choices. Closing statement, and then I wanna learn another song and dance, and we're gonna do it outside. Yes! Closing statement.
From me, the first thing is to virgins. I'd say, especially when they're in university, I'd say they must not date. Simply because we have guys coming from different places, like from different provinces, and they don't know they don't know what's in uThingo
I love that name, it's beautiful. Yeah, when I saw the post, I was like,
That's a Vix.
That's a Wits.
I'm recording now.
Sorry.
Hey.
The second part.
Okay, I was saying to parents.
Okay, to parents, yes.
Siyacela kubazali sicela besupport into. Umntanakho mekhethele indlela yobuntombi, please be very supportive.
Okay.
But ungayipushi ngenkani, ungayihambisi ngenkani. Mayengafuni umntwana akafuni, but kulabo abayihamba, nothing is so special like support yomzali. Like as I was saying, at first I didn't get it because she was not sure am I taking this route because ngiyayithanda ngizoyimela noma nje ngiyayithanda.
Okay.
But as time went by, the support I get from my mother is so special. So that's why I think parents must be very supportive. And to me, people must not fool you otherwise. Ubutombi intenhle, kumnandi entombini, kumnandi uyigcina, kumnandi ukucelebrate ukuthi uyintombi uwena. So yeah, umtombalekile. Thank you.
Wow, I love that. And thank you as a parent. I had you.
Kumina ngingathi be the you are. Be the you are. Don't let anyone change you. So mawubuthi ususithathile isinqumo sokuthi uhleli la, hlala. But ungahlali ube nekhanda eliqinile. Be open to other ideas, be open to other opinions. Kodwa njoba ngisho ukuthi ubezwe. Kodwa ungabalaleli. Because it's very beautiful getting opinions from abanye abantu abangayihambi le ndlela and getting to see how they think, how they feel, and how they perceive indlela oyihambayo. Kodwa ungathathi izinto abayishoyo and make it your own. Just be the you are.
Yeah. I think I love that. If my advice is sometimes take your own advice, but balalele abantu because sometimes when you reject other people's opinion, social engage, you are fighting for your own opinion. Balalele, kodwa bezwe kodwa ungabalaleli. That's different. Bezwe kodwa ungabalaleli, and just do you.
Yes.
And be the you are. Yes. Sure. I think Conversations with the Pumzela, the girl next door. Please subscribe, like, and then hit the notification button, because there is so much more that this platform wants to shine the light on. Like today, I shine the light on uThingo Wits, uThingo lwamakhosazane, and the Wits Zulu Society, because there's two structures. And I'm looking forward to the next invitation where we're gonna come and see them in action. So join us and follow. So you guys, before you leave, you must subscribe. Of course. It's a wrap. Thank you so much again for coming through. Thank you so much.